Ladies and gentlemen, boils and ghouls, welcome back to a addition to Let's Play Goosebumps HorrorTown. Well, it's not literally a Let's Play, but you get the whole picture. Now, this was supposed to be following through my Easter update, but as you saw, I had a little bit of a detour, and hopefully we're going to go back and track. Now, something I am going to talk, before we even talk about what's to come, because you can already tell from the title what we're going to be going into, there has been some things I wanted to talk about with this update in particular, so bear with me. So first things first, let's talk about when this update was coming around. This was actually a lot later than usual than it was supposed to be, and there was no one really to blame per se. Well, there's nothing really to say about Apple, but, you know. Yeah, unfortunately, the iOS system this time around was the reason why this got a little bit delayed than it should have been. I think it was originally supposed to be around the takedown update, but it took like a week or so for this to be going through, and even then it still had some problems, so it's just, this update was just glitchy of galore. But let's talk about the teasers leading up to this. So we go back to our good friend Instagram, and this image starts to pop up, and already you can tell that this seems to be interesting in the sense that they are introducing a new feature, which I'm going to be talking about, which is they added new decor, namely fences and other stuff. So now you can make your town look a little bit more better than it used to be. Now, there's nothing really new when it came to code words in the title. However, I wanted to point out that inside the picture itself, if I zoom in here, you see how there are certain animations that seem to be kind of left for blank. Yeah, I mean, these animations, we've seen this before, back in Evasion of the Body Squeezer, so this animation's coming back, and I'm wondering why that might be the case, so that's always curious to see. But later on, I think a few days or so, the website of all places on the Pixowl's page actually got updated, and we got to see this image here, which basically revealed that the next small update will be how I got my shrunken head. And let's talk a little bit about where the story came from. The source material itself seems to be kind of loosely based off it with this in this episode. The actual episode itself from the Goosebumps TV series had nothing to do with the book, and this update has somewhat slightly to do with the book, but namely the character we get with this book is somebody in the back area here. Now, one thing you need to know is when they did the promotional artwork back in the day, they had something like a big image, and in this image here, you can see that there are certain characters we haven't unlocked yet, and there are some here that are not yet in the game. Like, for example, there was the pirate, and what looks like an alien back there from Secret Agent Grandma, I think. It's hard to tell from back here. It kind of looks like that image. But then you get this bizarre looking voodoo guy right there, and already I can tell you that this probably is our main character. In fact, he is, and the reason why is because on the website he is the Mglani that was teased with good old Mazo. He actually talked about these groups, and you might be wondering what they are. So here's an image of it. Basically, it's just a little brief image. The image they used, I think it was in the movie, which is a surprise to say, but anyways, this tribes of people, they actually came from deep in the Jungle of Doom, which already had an update back in March, so it's weird that we have another character added to the thing here. But the reason why I think that they had this character in the update was namely, I'm just going to highlight these parts. The Mglani are a tribe of misanthropic witch doctors. They often seek to decapitate other humans, later shrinking their heads. So you can already see where I'm going with this, but if you wanted more, these characters were in the bad ending, and one of the bad endings is that you and Ben get captured by the Mglani, who then get planned to get decapitated, both of them, to add to their heads of the Shrunken Head collection. And in the bottom here, he spots a shrunken head on his staff. So I can already see why they decided to go with the Mglani tribe in this course. And I think, believe it or not, I'm not 100% sure since it's been so long since I've seen the book, but I'm willing to bet that this is actually not... I don't think this is based off a character from the book itself. I think this is like a kind of quote-unquote original character that wasn't in the book, but is based off of the tribes in another book. So it's one of those weird parallels, but in the typical of Goosebumps HorrorTown, it's not uncommon to see this happen when it comes to the lore. So it's interesting to see the least, to see how this will go about. So anyways, I talked long enough. I think you get the gist of this whole thing. Let's just dive right in and see what this update has to hold. In this update, I'm going to briefly look at the first part of this episode and what's new to the game, and talk about some of the problems that came with it. So let's dive right in. So again, the first thing we see is another Easter offer. For some reason, it's there. Don't ask me why, it's just there. Also, for some reason, my audio got cut off during this clip, so unfortunately, you're just gonna hear my voice. I don't know why I did that, honestly. It might have been some sort of, something must have happened to cause the audio to glitch. But yeah, as you can see, the Easter stuff is still around here, unfortunately. So you still get the egg mimics, you know, the treasure chest, but you know, I call them mimics because I think that's an enemy from Dark Souls. I think I mentioned that before. I don't know. It's been too long. I have to rewatch my stuff, but you know, it comes and goes after time. Yeah. So anyways, we got some stuff here to kind of peeve around with and click on, but I wanted to share and show off that the items from the Easter stuff is still available to collect for some reason. Like, you see the hats and all that, so I'm wondering, oh, does this mean that we get to keep these items for long, like moving forward? But no, that's not what they're doing. As you can see here, Mazo has gotten his stuff back because, you know, he was previously had this stuff before, so it's not like it's not uncommon for him. However, there's a problem with the new character, the magical assistant. She got nothing. There is no quest for her whatsoever. Yeah, so that's a thing which sucks. So, oops. Oh well. That was an unfortunate thing there. Yeah. So this is just roughly just looking around. Nothing new got added here as far as land expansions or things of that nature goes. As you can see, nothing really too exciting to report. Clicking around. You know, these parts are usually interesting. And then, of course, looking through here, the book has not been added. And I think the reason I'm showing this off is because I think this was during when the update was hit, but no content has been released as of yet. But that is going to come. Something new too, I think this is the first time I've seen this happen, is that the AI, the actual size of the screen, was finally changed. So it's no longer what it used to be when it was actually so close that you can't reach anything. It's simply there. I'm not sure if this happened back in the Easter update. It might have. I don't know. It's been a little while, so I can't really recall on the top of my head. But I know the AI system has just changed now, so that's kind of cool to see. Oh yeah, and also I was just going to show this off. The sound's back on, by the way. This is another clip. I believe I wanted to show off, I don't think it was a short box, I think it was something else. Oh yeah, I guess it was just showing that the product still drops items like I showed before. Which is interesting. Yeah. Nothing really too much to report, it's just a bunch of showing off some things here. I'm trying to remember, what am I trying to click? No, it's not the sword box, it was something else. What was it? I know I was trying to click on something, but I'm wondering, oh, the Amazing Jack box. You can, I guess you can click that randomizer off if you really wanted to. And then I hit level 49, so one more, and then I'm top of the game, baby. And then, of course, we get this update here, 30 minutes, meaning that they're going to now finally put the update on here. And even when they did finally do it, there were some problems. Well, first of all, the Mimics eggs are now back to being Mimics, treasure chests. Amazo still has his thing here, just fine. I think they also fixed the UI a bit, so now it's actually more cleaner in the sense of it's actually small size compared for my screen, which is a weird wide. I think I've talked about this before when I started this play. But yeah, I'm just clicking around, and all the items that were previously droppables now just drop money, so that's kind of sad. So, oh. Also, now we finally get the magical assistant, and unfortunately she doesn't really have much in the form of anything good to drop. However, there's this weird chocolate bunny model thing. At the time of this recording, they finally changed it to fix for people who don't have this, because I think this chocolate thing is for a premium purchase, so they changed it so that it was basically her going through the her house, which would have probably made more sense if she did that. But oh yeah, also they changed the it used to be that these fences used to work, but they don't anymore. Also, for some reason, this weird line pops up when she's in this building. But yeah, the bushes now, their sizes are smaller, so you have this weird gap. So if you've used the bushes at some point to kind of do a chain before this update, you would see this weird gapping system that's going on. I think it's because they shrunk the bushes and whatnot for the new content update coming up. Also, what's bizarre is when this update hit, oh yeah, you can also see that both not the Mad Hatter, but both the Magical Assistant and quote-unquote Amazing Jack can now be spawned in the Mad Hare House. What's also interesting too, when this first came out, is that the actual bundle did not show up in this event for some reason. I think after the next video clip, it finally did show up, but it was just oof. All I need to say was just a bunch of oof. So yeah, so this is something new. There's two new, Small Mountain Creek, and I think the other one was, yeah, so these are the two new lands that they've added, and it's for $50 each. So the Mountain River and Snow Mountain Creek, 5 seconds, so that's $100 there to get 2 extra land. Now, this kind of sucks because the land here, it's being blocked by this river, and you can't really put any items down in that river, so it's kind of like not really a good deal. I mean, it's cool, I guess, but at the same time, it's you know, barely enough room for what it's cost. But you know, if you have the extra cash and you want some extra land, there you go. I don't think they're gonna actually do that a whole lot. Also, I think Ricky cost coins way back in the day, but for some reason here he doesn't, or he does now. Also, I got my Shrunken head, so this is a new book. You need to be level 44 to hit it. I am going to address the price, don't worry. So anyways, no bundle as of now. So let's go ahead and see this new character. So this is the new character. Here he is, and ooh. $400. Ooh. You get the drop. Okay, so he drops the 24-hour bad luck and the voodoo doll, but oof. That's a lot of money. Oof. That is a lot of cash. That's going through Dr. Shock level of moolah. Is he really worth that much? I don't know. Yeah. But, you know, in this playthrough, you're going to find out. I'm going to be playing through his questline, and then you're going to determine yourself if that's a worthy cost or if you're going to go for the bundle. You can pretty much tell what I went with because of, well, you know. But anyways, I'm just going to quickly look through here. No buildings as far as I can see. Here are some new fences that I talked about, which I'm going to show. They're actually not that. It's very cheap, so really this is like for people who want to decorate their place. Now you can. Now you have a way to do so. So here are the fences. There's small, then there's large. You could kind of get the fence thing going, but really it's kind of hard to. I've been kind of dabbling, like you'll see, I kind of dabbled with some of the alterations of the place, but, you know, I might add it, I might not. Know now that they're there in the future, so they will be good to use. I'm not 100% sure of everything new that got added with the fences, so bear with me if I do miss certain things. Oh yeah, and also there's a bunch of this stuff that I have to still put down. Let's see here. Trying to see if there's anything that new that was called. Well, these are new. Erotic bushes. They actually look pretty nice. They, you know, if you can put it near your Valentine's Day area, if you've played through the Valentine's Day area like I've done, that would actually look pretty nice fitting within there with the purple mixed in. There could be a graveyard too. I've seen some people have done creative things with it. There's this weird block barrier. I guess if you really want to do that, there you go. There goes the yawning, unfortunately. Oh well, they're meant to last. Let's see here. We got the stone walls. We got two. We got one that's normal and one that has green crap. I guess it's like moss or something. Yeah, so this part's basically just showing off some of the new stuff. Just, you know, basic showing you what is new, but nothing too exciting. Near the end of this video, though, is when we're going to actually show off the new character quest. And part 2 and 3 is mostly just for the story and what goes on in the quest line. So this is just more or less showing what's new. This here is, I believe, a way for you to connect the walls from one end to the other, but I'm not sure how exactly you can do that with it making it look good. So there's an option there. You got the fetches, which are not new. We've seen them before. Purple bushes, I think, are new. So this is another one of those good for Valentine's Day area, if you want. Yeah. And there goes Mr. Mittens, or whatever Mars cat is. The Garfield cat. Speaking of Garfield, did you know that the Pixowl actually made a Garfield game way back in the day? I mean, I still have it on my phone, believe it or not, but I don't think they're serving it on the store anymore. Also, the head chopper, it's finally now permanent in here, and there's a good reason for that, for this quest, or not for this quest, but for the storyline, but that was an event that came from the Easter update that's now permanent here, so there you go. I do like that they kind of keep certain items from the from past events in here, if it makes sense. But other times it just makes it feels like, oh, you bought it without the cash and now it's worth cash. So it's like, well, whoopee. Let's see here. I think there might be a few more down here as far as items go. Like at the very end. You know, hopefully they'll have a new system in place that we can actually go through these much quicker. Like a new system, but you know, okay, here we go. So here are some new stuff. The tribal mask stuff. I think the Swamp Hill's been there for a while. Dark. Okay, so some of these stuff. So the dark magic table, I know it's new. The bog and the fog, I think we already have those before. Yeah, we do. So really it's just the masks and the... So not a whole lot of new stuff in this update, which kind of is surprising, but what can you do? Anyways, at some point, the next part here... Yeah, so this is where the update comes in, and this is where we get the Glunami pack. So for $10 Canadian for me, I think, you get the man himself. That was 400. You get 200 of that, 100,000 coins. The unique item, which is a pool. You get another jiggle store if you don't have that. The magic tree if you don't have that already, and then you get the 2 masks, which are new, so they're $60 altogether, and then you get some new storage space. So not a bad deal. I mean, the poison pool looks cool if you've decided to add it to like a chemical plant area, or you can even do it to your new fever swamp area. Hence why I think I got this, because normally I wouldn't want to get these two things, but due to the fact that, you know, I'm kind of curious with this pool. And this is his building. This is what it looks like. Looks really unique, doesn't it? It looks like a little tree hut. You know, I think that's what they're going for. Like, if you actually think about it kind of reminds you of something you would see in a voodoo swamp. And what's bizarre, when this update was coming out, my mind immediately thought to that doctor from The Princess and the Frog. I think the Shadow Man. I know that's not his name. I think it's like Dr. Fredericks, but no, I don't even think that's his name. It's been a while, but you know who I mean, the Shadow Man. He kind of reminds me of that, doesn't he? The whole voodoo top hat vibe, the dead, and the complete pack. Well, I want to talk about this. The complete pack is bizarre because, from what I understand, this is given to you for if you're up to level 21 and more. Any items, any of the monster scenes you would have gotten just right then and there. So that's what that's all about. But anyways, here you go. You get the Muglani. That's his name apparently. So we're gonna look at his quest in a bit. But this is what he looks like. Interesting. I love the fact that he has a little snake that's bobbing up and down. Alright. So this is interesting because in the story we actually get Jordan involved, which is... we don't really get much of Jordan, so that's actually kind of cool. So, this is the story. You get to read it. I'm not going to read it for you just because of the fact that I can't read that small stuff when it's blurry like this. I'm just kind of vaguely seeing. The final grand prize actually looks pretty cool, the hex thing. So anyways, let's go ahead and start the story. Of course that someone knocks at the door when I'm busy working out. I better go see who it is. That's interesting to see that door knocking animation, but let's see who it is. Oh, sweet Jesus. The Crypt Keeper scared me. Oh.
The horror. The horror. The horror.
Ma, what's that shrunken head thing?
Hello, I'm Dr.Glunami. I work for your aunt, and this is a special present from her.
That's a creepy present, I must say. Holy...
Now that I've delivered her present, I must be going. Good day, young sir.
Gave me the spooks. Okay, that was weird. I can't believe my aunt would send this crazy-looking head to me. That's a creepy face Jordan makes when he was scared, by the way. Alright, first episode. Go to sleep. Chain Animal Magic Mulani song. Ancient Mulani song. And get some of the enchanted pieces of paper. You know what I'm talking about, the pieces of paper. Yeah, that enchanting words. So he's going to play the Dingery-Doos. Wait a minute, isn't that more... Alright, correct me if I'm wrong. Is that an African tribal-like instrument, or is that in Australia? Because I could have sworn that I'd seen that in like Australia, New Zealand area. Anyways, here are his quests. You need a plague altar, the dark magic table, and the witch cauldron in order to actually get it. So you need 2 past items in order to get this thing for all of his items, and that's the more expensive stuff. So you get, we're gonna look at all these, so don't worry. We're all gonna see this. His animations and whatnot, and I have to say the 2 new items, the more valuable ones, they're really expensive. And there he is playing his horn. It's like he's drinking. But yeah, there you go. He's playing his flute, per se. Right, so this is it for there. So now it's just simply getting some people to do some of the quests. Right. Yeah, so I'm going to add this new tree here, get some stuff going. Also, I'm not going to show it in this episode, but this will be in the next episode. There is also something else new added to this quest line, which is the new animations for certain characters. You won't see it here in this episode, but this will be in the last part 2. I will explain it more. But it was that whole beginning part of this video, and I was talking about how there was a new animation for like Dark. Yeah, it's in this update. And it's interesting how they've changed some of the characters to give them more tasks. Not for Fleshman though, he's still useless. So I think in this part I'm just going to be trying to decorate a little bit before I call it quits. So just a few more minutes of this, and we're going to put some of the items we've gotten. So first of all, let's put this nice green toxic gunk somewhere right here. I guess over here. There we go. Nice toxic sludge. And then we're going to put some masks. So we know that this fever swamp is forbidden. Gonna have some of these spooky statues. Well, they're not really spooky, but you know. It's kind of interesting. Boogity boogity. That one's gonna hide in the tree. Nothing there. Alright, let's see. Alright, the last one. This one actually looks kind of cool compared to the other two. This one's looking like really terrifying. Alright, there you go. I think we did it. My swamp's looking pretty good. Oh, oof. Slowly but surely each update's gonna get a little bit better. And as you can see, we got some of the Giggle store. Yeah, that's red for some reason. Let's fix that right now. And yeah, that's about it for here. Still need an expansion for this, so let's see what else we can show off before we go. We're gonna put on the new item. So this is the stone. Well, this is not new, but this is needed for his quest. So let's put this one down. Let's put it here. Next thing we'll need is, I believe, the cauldron, which is 15. So that's not that expensive. It still costs like not only do you have to pay 400, but now you have to add 15 to that. You know, if you're going for the freemium route. Alright, let's see. No, I'm not gonna put it near the dog cauldron. You know what? Now let's put it around here. Let's find. Why not? Let's just put it here. Yeah. And then I think the last thing we need is a new item, which is the table right here. So that looks okay there, but I'm gonna try to move it so that we can see some of it. So let's put it right down here in this nice empty space. So we get a nice room to see him, because I'm sure there's gonna be an animation with him. So there we go. And that's about it. That's all the new items here. So with that, that will be it for this part. When we come back in part 2, we will be continuing off with the update. We're going to learn more about what this mysterious character is, what his deal is, and all that good stuff. So until then, I've been Grim, and I will be seeing you in part 2. Until then, have a good one.